play nerd. I play nerd.
Get those wonderful toys.
Snoochie Boochie has got another toy unboxing and review. This time we've got Spin Masters, Batman Forever, Batmobile, and Batman. This one is pretty freaking cool. Look at this box.
That's what she said.
It's very nostalgic. This is very cheap nostalgia. This was $19.99 at Target. It is exclusive to Target. As you can see on this packaging here, it says only at Target. But this does kind of mimic the Kenner packaging, the Kenner production of toys that we had back in, I'm going to say 1994, 1995 when Kenner came out with this, and the movie came out, I believe, in 1995. So definitely hitting the more adult side. Well, these are pretty simple, so they cater to the younger audiences, kids. Let's be honest, this was made for the middle-aged people that enjoyed the movie as when they were kids and are now in their late 30s, early 40s, mid 40s, whatever age they are now. So let's take a look at this packaging because I really want to play with this. Very nostalgic of Kenner. Here's the top. Thing on the bottom. Side is just more pictures. Another side kind of shows some of the features. And on the back gives more product details. Since this is a pretty cheap figure, do not expect it to have any lights or sounds or any other type of action. It's going to be very plain, made from very probably lightweight plastic. Same with the figure, very cheap, very not very articulated. Anyways, let's bust this guy open. Here they are out of the packaging. Let's take a look at Batman. This figure, detail-wise, the sculpt is pretty cool. It's got a lot of detail to it, very Joel Schumacher with all these different things that make up the suit with all these different lines, and sometimes they look a little even mechanical. If you look at the back, it kind of looks like he's a robot or has a jetpack. He looks like he really works out his lats. Look, he's really wide right here. He gets a little skinny toward the waist, and maybe he can do a little more out in leg day. Otherwise, the coloring, he's kind of dark gray, like gunmetal gray as far as the color goes. His gloves and his boots are black. Gloves got the gauntlets, which is cool. Cape is black. Otherwise, the rest of the suit has got this gunmetal gray look to it. Batman symbol, black. Looks like it's painted on there. So that might... through time that might deteriorate. So there it is. Articulation wise, you're not going to get a whole lot. Head turns, arms go back and forth, and they also go out to the side. Nothing at the waist. Legs are articulated, but not the knees. Nothing on the feet. Still pretty damn good for what you pay for. This is going to be pretty fantastic. Let's take a look at the Batmobile itself. This thing is awesome. Once again, this is $19.99 for both the Batmobile and the Batman figure, given it's not highly articulated, and the material kind of feels like a shampoo bottle. But actually, it's got a little bit more than a shampoo bottle, because you do see it's blue, got this like blue undercarriage to it. So it's blue background. The McFarlane one, which I also have, they did it wrong. They did good, but they didn't get it perfect. It looks a little more green, which is not accurate to the movie. It's not screen accurate. This one, blue, looks great. It does. Once again, because of the price of this, you're not going to be getting any electronic features. It's not going to light up. It's not going to make any sounds. But otherwise, for the price, it's amazing. Wheel spin. It's got headlights. On the underside, of course, you don't expect a whole lot. Fins. These three fins were actually, you had to assemble them. Not very difficult. You just stuck them in. It was pretty simple. A kid could do it. You got the jet in the back. Pretty fun detail to this. I really like the blue inside there. If you pop open, this thing moves pretty smoothly. So if you pop open the cockpit, not a whole lot of color in there. One seater, of course, that's not screen accurate because it's a double. You can fit both Batman and Robin in the actual movie itself. Steering wheel, you can see right there. Not a whole lot to it. Not something you can really grab onto. No coloring, no stickers, nothing like that. But still, that's fine. Once again, this is pretty cheap. Cheap nostalgia. You know, I love cheap nostalgia because it doesn't break the bank. And they're usually pretty much smaller scale figures, so it's pretty space saving when it comes to your shelf, especially if you live in a smaller house or your toy room or your toy displays are getting pretty packed. These actually fit very well. Let's put Batman inside. Put his legs up, put his arms up. Get in your Batmobile. The cape. There's Batman. There's Batmobile. We're ready to fight crime. Stop the Riddler. Stop Two-Face. Go make out with Nicole Kidman. Oop, hold on. Couldn't close the cockpit. Oh, I gotta get his arms down. His arms are blocking the cockpit. Boom. Batman's inside. His windows are tinted, so you can't really see him, which I'd say is comic accurate. I think some people want to be able to see their action figure inside the vehicle, but if I can't, it's fine. And it rolls. This is awesome because when you get something like the DC Multiverse McFarlane version, you're afraid of breaking it. It's really huge. I have mine on display. It's a fantastic vehicle to have, minus the green glow instead of the blue. But this is for fun. This is just like you could carry this around. You could roll it on the ground. This is awesome to have. Cheap nostalgia. There's a Spin Master, Batman Forever, Batmobile next to the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse, Batman Forever, Batmobile. So you can see that this is much smaller, although it still looks pretty cool next to each other. Having both scales, you may think it's a little bit of overkill. You may think it's unnecessary, but given this is actually pretty cheap. Actually, I got the McFarlane one for a pretty good deal too. So I waited a little bit. I didn't get it when it first came out, so the price went down, and I was able to get it around the holidays. And this is just awesome to have. I mean, it starts off pretty cheap. So you take a look. Boom. There's Batman. That's also a one-seater too, which kind of sucks for being a McFarlane DC Multiverse figure. They are together. This one, that makes sounds. You see how it's green, kind of a greenish. Maybe you might be able to say it's teal. Maybe a reason to that, so it gets a little bit of blue. This one, definitely blue. So if this lit up, this would be even better. But for the price you pay, definitely worth it. Let's put the cockpit back on both of them. This one's going to glow. So cool to have. Love having both of these. Obviously, this one, more of a behemoth for display. They'll both be displayed, but this one I can have fun when I'm watching TV, and I can just roll it around along the floor, or have it crash into whatever I feel like having a crash into, some other vehicle, maybe some superpowers vehicles or some other Batmobiles from Spin Master. All right, going to do some comparisons with other Batman figures from different lines. Some of them are from Spin Master, some of them are from McFarlane. So we got the Spin Master Batman Forever figure that we just got with this Batmobile right there in the middle. And to the right, we have Robert Pattinson Batman. As you can see, he's quite a bit smaller. And even to the right of him, we have the Michael Keaton Batman from the Flash movie. So he's even further smaller. He's pretty freaking tiny if you can see him compared to Robert Pattinson. And he's also, I have Michael Keaton there on a DC multiverse stand because I couldn't get him to stand up correctly. So both of them are much smaller in comparison to the Val Kilmer Batman Forever one, and all three of these are made by Spin Master. So kind of a bummer that they don't scale well, but we also take into account that this Val Kilmer, this Batman Forever Batman, is more in line with kind of grabbing the old Kenner toys nostalgia, and being that it goes for that Kenner feel, it does scale very well with the figures to the left, which are both McFarlane Toys DC Superpowers figures. You can see they're pretty much the same height as both of these figures. So I think I'm going to be considering this a Superpowers figure, so I could probably put that with my other Superpowers collection, as opposed to my Spin Master collection, which is scaling all over the freaking place. So even Michael Keaton is not scale with Robert Pattinson, so which of course means it's not going to scale well with Val Kilmer. So being that these guys are more for the Kenner line, these guys are more, going after that Kenner feel. The Spin Master Batman Forever goes very well with the DC Multiverse. Not DC Multiverse, the McFarlane Toys Superpowers line. Here we got two Spin Masters Batmobiles, one from Batman Forever, one from the 1989 version of the Batmobile, which is actually from 2023. This is the one from the Flash, which replicates the 1989 version. So you can see that they actually scale pretty well together. The Batman Forever one is going to be taller because it's a bigger figure. The Flash figure, this Michael Keaton one, let me pop this guy open. He's a much smaller scale figure than the Val Kilmer Batman Forever figure. As far as the vehicles go, not that far off. Batman Forever is going to be much taller, but as far as lengthwise, you can see their wheels line up together. So the wheels line up together, so it's pretty cool to have them next to each other. Just as long as you don't see the figures, because one's a behemoth and one is like a mini-me. So look pretty cool next to each other. Let's bring in another Batmobile. Let's go for a big boy. Let's go for the Batman. Robert Pattinson's one, which is an actual two-seater, which makes it pretty damn cool. It's also electronic, so that's also awesome too. But with the wheels kind of line up together, Robert Pattinson is a much smaller figure than the Val Kilmer one. I don't want to bring them out again, but as far as putting them next to each other, not terrible. Once again, this is a two-seater. This should be a two-seater, but it's a one-seater because of that's the way things go when you're making toys. And it's also paying tribute to the 1995 version, which was a one-seater, even though in the movie it's a two-seater. Let's go for one more Batmobile. And that is the Superpowers one. Whoop. Wheels line up pretty damn well too. Once again, these figures are actually pretty close to the same scale. The Superpowers one is a two-seater, so it's going to be wider. Height-wise, they're pretty damn close. I'm just looking at the wings on them, the fins on them, if they're wings or fins. They're pretty close to being aligned. So let's take out Val Kilmer. Let's see if we can swap them. I think Val Kilmer is going to easily fit into the Superpowers vehicle. Damn, yep, he looks fine there. There's Val Kilmer, Batman Forever Batman in the Superpowers one. Can Superpowers Batman fit into this Spin Master Batman Forever Batmobile? I think he's going to do it. Cape's kind of a pain in the butt. We move some things around. See if we can fit this guy in. Oh, he drops too far down. Boom! It fits! Look at that. Superpowers and this Batman Forever line do scale pretty damn well together. Both with the both of the vehicles and with the figures. This is pretty damn cool to have. You can have them chilling next to each other too. You want to put them together in the. We could have Superpowers Batman. We could have Batman Forever Batman. It's a little tight fit over here in the Superpowers Batmobile. But they scale pretty well together. So they can just be chilling, fighting crime together. Or they can just, do a little bit of a car swap. That's pretty damn cool. And that's going to bring us to an end to this toy unboxing and review of the Spin Master Batman Forever Batman with Batmobile. This toy is great for the price you pay at $19.99. And this is new. This is hitting Target stores right now, so go grab them. It seems like when I went there, they had a pretty good amount of stock, so I think this should not be too difficult to locate. I don't want to make that assumption, but I found it pretty easily. Although I did not see the rest of the line out there. But this is great. Cheap nostalgia. I love cheap nostalgia. That's what I love, the fact that, well, this does not scale well with the other Spin Master figures. This scales very well with the Superpowers figures. And this does not only bring the nostalgia of Batman Forever action figures, but it keeps in line with the whole Kenner aspect of it. So you get a huge dose of nostalgia. This fits in line with those Superpowers figures. So you could it has versatility. You can put them with other Spin Master Batman movie figures, Batman movie vehicles, or you could put them in with the Superpowers line. So it can go into many different collections. Smell you later.